We go through metrics every week from Libtots, who's from Baguette and Switch's team. He gets a review of the decks before everyone else to try and do this breakdown. Now, this breakdown I believe is still on week one's decks, not week two's, because well, I haven't given him week two's access yet. I really should do that, so he can start doing the next week's stuff. But this is a new breakthrough. Now, just because I'm paranoid here, Brett, is my screen sharing okay?
Yeah, I can see it.
Right, trying a new setup this week, so slightly more nervous, but that's the bit that hasn't gone wrong yet. So this week we've seen Brogner. Is this in the right week? Oh yeah, this is the right one. So the house in the set. Brogner is the first house of Worlds Collide. AOA's Mars is primarily Mars, which isn't a surprise because most of the Mars decks we expect to see is Martian Generosity based Jenkins decks. And a lot of Saurians in Mass Mutation, but not many Saurians in Worlds Collide. And that's what I'd say is the Saurian decks in Worlds Collide are significantly stronger than they are in Mass Mutation. I mean, would you agree with that, Brett, or would you massively disagree?
The Saurians in Worlds Collide have a lot more impactful cards, so they have a lot more game-changing cards in the game. And if you've got a few Saurians down, you're fine. It's kind of like KOTE Mars. They come down, and if they stay down, that's great. But the Mass Mutation Saurians are more, for me, are more game-changing. They've got the keying, they've got the amber manipulation, they've got the key cost. Even if you deal with Saurians, doesn't mean that you've actually dealt with their effects. Circusaurus, Humble. There's a lot of cards in Mass Mutation in Saurian that get overlooked, and Circusaurus is one of my favourite cards because of that.
That is true. You do love that card. But also, Shadows is the most used house in every set. That's not a surprise in the slightest to me. In fact, I would probably expect to see a little bit more Logos, but then as we said before, because Logos is efficiency based, Logos would be a higher SAS differentiator, I imagine. But yeah.
Yeah, if you're getting a fast Logos, you're losing out on Amber Control or Disruption.
But if you have that in two other houses, then you can. It benefits it. It's a big boost to it. So
I'm intrigued that we haven't got anything on the most popular house in KOTE. Is it because Shadows and Untamed are so close?
Probably yes. I mean, I think the Shadows and Untamed are equal, if I remember correctly, looking at the stats. And yeah. Moving on. So we wanted to talk about the combos this week.
Yes.
We have many classic AOA combo decks. We have 9 Heart of the Forest decks. I've not seen a single person moan about it this time, so it must be people are getting used to them.
Well, my opponent didn't get to moan about mine because it didn't show up until the game was already over. But I was talking to Damien about this, and that's 3.3% of all decks that were played had Heart of the Forest. Which
that's
means
quite
that
huge.
Even though they had the option, less than 96% of people taking part played Heart of the Forest.
Sorry, no, you mean 90% of the people didn't play Heart of the Forest?
Yeah, didn't play Heart of the Forest.
Yeah, I mean, completely valid. And then we have 4 Gen card decks. Now that's the only surprise to me around the 4 Gen card decks is there's 4 Gen card decks that are less than SAS 60.
Oh yeah, I've got. Well, yeah, or they could just be 60. I think I've got one that's 60.
Yeah. Okay. Then Brig, 5 Brigs. I don't think it's as good as combo as people make out, though I've lost games and won games because of it. But you should be able to play around it if you know your opponent has it.
But you can't because you still need to forge.
That is true.
The longer you leave forging, the more likely your opponent's got Brig in hand. And that's the issue. At a high level, when your opponents are going to have a too much protect to come back at you, or other ways to come back at you, more scaled amber. But at the lower SAS, as I said with efficiency, if your deck's got efficiency, it's lacking in somewhere else. If your deck's got a way to answer Brig, it's probably lacking in other areas that they can take advantage of.
Yeah. And for Gananorks, so for Ganon Chieftains and Drummernauts, it's a good stable combo. I had a great deck. I sold it because I could not play it, and everyone I gave it to beat me whenever I gave it to them to play with because I never made it work. But it's a great combo, and I say I'm not surprised to see a few decks like that as well. But the other interesting thing is, sorry, go ahead, man.
I was gonna say I'm really surprised at the one Dark Amber Vault. That's a lonely Dark Amber Vault.
Well, this was say we're both surprised by there's how few of these others. So I'd expect to see more Tribute and Exiles as well. Maybe not too many more Lash and too much of Protects, but I would expect to see more of those sort of combos come through. And hey, if it's only one's been brought, only one's been brought.
Ultimate Fox says that they were one of the Ganganot decks, and they managed to get a 5 reap going during one of the games.
Congrats, man! Always impressive to
That
see. No matter.
deserves the flex emote.
Give him the flex emote.
The flex emote.
So, which are the most uncommon cards? So, Research Smoku was the most uncommon card, which is a Logos card. With Mimicry coming second, though, I find very interesting. Because we don't see Mimicry normally taking a high position on this, though it's a card we all know and love.
No, again, it's one of those ones that has kind of disappeared in high SAS, but you find it quite a lot in low SAS. I mean, the deck I'm bringing for the 62 cutoff has double Mimicry, and it's not something that I've really come across in the current meta, but Mimicry is a card that takes advantage of your opponent's strength.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, apart from that, I don't see anything too surprising here. Zookeeper's nice to see, but again, he generally appears in medium to low SAS because
17 Niffle Queens. That means there's at least 34 apes.
Yeah, I think I'm bringing a Niffle Queen this week. I need to check which deck I actually selected now.
21 Grasping Vines, more Grasping Vines than Heart of the Forest.
Significantly. So 9 Hearts of the Forest, 21 Grasping Vines. People were paranoid about it, I think.
Ultimate Foxhole's deck also had Research Smoko and Mimicry. You're just bringing all the meta.
You are the meta, sir. You are the meta. So there's 97 Niffle Apes, apparently.
Is that what Litop said?
Yeah, on the bottom row of the notes here. The presence of Niffle Queen and Troop Calls explains a huge number of Niffle Ape, 97. I mean, 97. there's 270 players, which means you're averaging 1 Niffle Ape every 3 decks or 2.5 decks.
Yeah, for every deck, there's a third of which, on average, will have a Niffle Ape.
Yeah,
which is insanity.
So look, and this is one's even better because the top of the rare cards, Plague Rats.
No, I'm not
surprised by it. I'm not surprised by it at all, but I love to see it. I'm glad to see Plague Rats getting some love, which they
you only get Plague Rats coming a minimum of 4s, a maximum of 8s.
Yeah, and let's be clear, 7 of them were mine and didn't get played. So
you got that kind of accounts for Plague Rats. Same with Routine Jobs. Routine Jobs is special rare. You're only gonna really get 2 minimum, 4 max, or 5 if you're really lucky. But the Sting coming in at 14, that caught me off guard.
Yeah. And then Niffle can't get 10.
Attributing to the Niffle Ape rise, Niffle Kong. Deus Ilias coming in with 10 as well.
Yep. Oh, basically it's just 5 because they're pairs, but yeah. 10 cards, 5 of them, yeah. I mean, War Grumpus is not something I've seen that frequently, but it's a staple. I mean, it's interesting to see, and Maulwolves. When's the last time we discussed about a Maulwolf deck? Not since Worlds Collide.
You gotta think, the more Maulwolves you got, the more you're losing in terms of, again, disruption and efficiency.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of my Maulwolf decks have got quite low SAS, but it's a very good combination to have when your opponent might not be able to answer it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really interesting set of combinations. So what about the specials? The top 3 cards related to the favourite rare cards are there's 15 Alternatus Bindings, 13 It's Cummings, which isn't too much of a surprise, and 9 Help and Shoot Yourselves, again 9 Time Travelers. So that's not too surprising, given what we've just seen. But the 4 anomalies, now the reason 4 anomalies here is so interesting to me is in KOTE8, we had 2 anomalies in the entire event.
I believe so, yeah.
And to see 4 in 1 round. I mean, yeah, the rules of deck selection is different.
I'm going to assume, though, that Team Cute brought the lateral shifts, because Aurora is known for her lateral shift decks.
Yeah, that's true. And there's 4 of each horseman, but you faced 2 of them in the same deck.
I faced the double horseman deck, so I faced half the amount of horsemen in this round.
And I got the green icon terrible for them at 16 Mega Brogners. Again, great to see these guys get some love. Generally, they're ignored, but it's great to see them here. So, the win rates in round...
One star Peeps pointing out that he thought that Ontaru's bindings always came in sets of 2s. So 15 is quite interesting. Someone must have got a 3 or...
Liptots will watch the replay of this, and he'll let us know, and we'll update you next week or in the Discord in between. It's a valid point.
Yeah.
Oops, wrong way. So, win rates in round 1. This is particularly surprising, mainly because AOA decks won half their games.
I attributed to that.
Call of the Archons won half their games. That's not too surprising. Mass Mutation, though, only won 44% of their games. And the stats aren't massively shifted or anything, but
there's not that really much in it.
And then if you look at the win rate for the houses, I'll be honest, that's pretty much what I would have expected. Shadows and Untamed at the top, Logos not far behind it. Sanctum's a bit high. Sanctum's higher. Star Alliance, though, that is interesting. Are we just saying Star Alliance decks are terrible in the low stats?
Well, no, because you got to think if you get a Val Jericho in a low SAS deck, the chance that it's going to survive longer. The powerful cards for Star Alliance are really good. What we probably saw was quite a few like Star Alliance Brobnar decks getting taken down.
Probably that would make sense, but yeah, that 38% is really low.
Because in Worlds Collide, Star Alliance was a good kind of all around the house. It had removal, it had amber control, it had board control, it had house cheating, it had a ridiculous amount of house cheating. But again, blasters and stuff the synergy of those boosted your decks up. So we might be seeing good cards just without the support that the Star Alliance is used to having.
Yeah, definitely. And now we get to the reason Mr. Kong is watching us, this week's quiz.
Yeah,
you get everything ready your side, man?
So for those of you who are first time here,
we have 6 questions this week. We go through the principle that you pick. We put 4 answers on the screen. You pick your answer. You get the points. If you get it right, you get a positive score depending on how long you took. If you get it wrong, you get a negative score depending on how long you took. So if you don't know the answer, the best bet is not to answer a question. If you do know the answer, go for it as soon as possible. And let's be clear, if you score 0, you'll probably come 2nd or 3rd.
And if you've got 320 channel points, drop them in and get yourself a flex emote. Or if you're a sub, you already have them.
Or if you're not a sub and you use Amazon, you can sub us with your Prime. Right, you ready, man?
Right. Please ask viewers to go to Manage Access and click on the quiz icon to have their names enabled. And then start. So, which set had the most amber pips? Is it Worlds Collide, Mass Mutation, AOA, or KOTE? So, which set had the most amber pips? It's quite interesting, but you also got to take into account Glory's Attendant, which is the strictly better Dust Pixie because it spreads them out across your deck.
Yep.
And then Mass Mutation's also got the Ritual with the 3 pips. So KOTE would look like the obvious answer, but yeah, 5 people went for Mass Mutation, which was the correct answer. 1 person went Worlds Collide, 1 person went AOA, and 1 person went KOTE. But yeah, Mass Mutation.
Second question. The set with the highest expected amber? KOTE, AOA, Worlds Collide, or Mass Mutation? The set with the highest amber.
Expected amber.
Highest expected amber. Let's be clear. Yes, you're right. I'm wrong.
3, 2, 1. I don't really think this is going to catch anyone off guard.
It caught me off guard.
I do. Definitely could do, but I think Mass Mutation's a close second, but KOTE has definitely got the highest expected amber. 1 person went Mass Mutation, 1 person went AOA, but 6 people went for KOTE, and that is the correct answer. KOTE did have the highest expected amber.
AOA was second, close second, and Mass Mutation was third.
Yeah.
So the set with the best creature control: KOTE, AOA, Worlds Collide, or Mass Mutation.
Just taking all questions. I'm just gonna.
Yeah. Of course, man. I need to make you feel useless. I mean, no, man. You can read the next ones.
I'm gonna drop a flex with 0 points. Yeah.
Ooh. The lag's not as bad today as it normally is.
Yeah. So, best creature control. I thought this would have gone towards Clyde.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm honest, I would definitely thought this went towards Clyde.
Are you ready?
But no, yeah, it went to AOA.
Yeah. It's not
5
like
people went towards Clyde. They thought the exact same as me. 1 person went AOA, 1 person went Mass Mutation, and 1 person went KOTE. But AOA had the highest creature control, which, yeah, that caught me off guard. Next question. Which set had the highest creature power? Mass Mutation, AOA, KOTE, Worlds Collide. To me, Orion coming in with the woo woo. You're the only one to get that correct, Orion. Highest creature power. You have got the Megas in Worlds Collide. You've got the Brobnar, the Titanic in AOA, but you've also got the giant creatures in Mass Mutation. So it's an interesting choice. Reveal the answer. 6 people went Worlds Collide, 4 people went Mass Mutation, and the correct answer was Mass Mutation. Those gigantic creatures coming in, sucking up the last of the power.
So the set with the highest amber control: KOTE, AOA, Worlds Collide, or Mass Mutation?
Highest amber control. It's hard to say because I mean, KOTE's
All
got
of them.
the strongest shadows. AOA's got really good Brobnar control, Sanctum control. Worlds Collide's got Saurians, which do a lot of work. And Mass Mutation's got a bit of everything.
Yeah, especially with...
This is a really... It's almost as if amber control is really important to the game.
Ooh, you mean it's not killing your opponent's creatures? So, while we've got a second here, I'd just like to do a shout out to our sponsor from KOTE8. KOTE8 Board Game Extras have just like to say thank you for all the support. They've supported us through a number of events, and they have now opened up the Dark Tiding pre-order. They ship to most places in the world. It is, if you are living in the UK, it's £84 including sales tax plus shipping. If you live outside of the UK, it's £70 because you don't have to pay the sales tax plus shipping. And I've been told shipping is very reasonable. So if you're looking to pre-order your Dark Tidings, go to their website. And if you can't find the website, just Google Board Game Extras UK.
It's cheaper outside the UK.
But yeah, because they don't have to pay VAT.
Wow. The quicker I move to the Netherlands, the better. Right, now let's reveal the answer. 3 people went for Worlds Collide, 3 people went for KOTE, 1 person went AOA, 3 people went for Mass Mutation being the correct answer.
I'm guessing that's a typo when it says 17.5 for KOTE.
I imagine so, yes, because then KOTE should have got it.
By a mile.
Probably 7.5.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing too. So the set with the highest
Last
disruption.
question.
The set with the highest disruption.
With the highest disruption, yeah. AOA, KOTE, Worlds Collide, Mass Mutation, and again, this is a really hard one because you've got Subtle Maul, Shuffle, Shuffle, Succubus, Toxin, Mind Barb in KOTE. You've got Subtle Otto, Subtle Maul. You've got Chain. You've got Subtle Chain. You've got a lot of ways to disrupt your opponents in all the sets. So this is a really hard one. Three people went for AOA, 4 people went KOTE, 1 person went Mass Mutation, and 2 people getting the correct answer with Worlds Collide. A lot of people bring in that chain gang combo. So if we go to the final results, contestant number 5 comes in with the win, whoever you are. Lorenzo von Matterhorn taking second. Orion coming in with third. And Sergio David Santos coming in with 4th with the minus score.
I've never seen so many players with a positive score. 3.
Ultimate Fox coming in with minus 60,920, coming in with the golden spoon, with the wooden spoon.
It can be golden if they so wish. It won't change a lot.
Boom! Get the flags going.
So thank you everyone for joining there. Thank you for Liptops for taking the time to put all that together. It's always informative. It's always interesting. What we're going to do now is we're now going on to our featured game. This week's featured game is Crazy Killing Aubergines versus SCS Steelers.
Steelers?
Yep. So SCS Steelers, who are the Crazy Killing Machine. Carl originally was in it, but unfortunately for personal reasons, he's had to drop out the event, and he's been replaced by Keyforge Duck. And then we have Simon,
that was literally a last-minute replacement.
Yes, in yesterday.
It was Sunday, yeah.
Oh, Sunday was it? Oh, my bad. And then we have Simon, who is one of the Keyforge mods and the KMN, Crazy Killing Machine Network liaison for us as well. So we look forward to seeing.
That's the whole reason we chose this game, because it was Crazy Killing Machine versus Crazy Killing Aubergine.
Yep. And let's see which crazy one won. Okay, guys.
Exactly. Yeah, keep on. Good luck.